How you doing, guys? I'm Trenius Henderson. You're tuned into the infamous Living Room Network. Divine power is always working for us because we're trying to do right. Once again, guys, if you hear me slur or if I don't say things clearly, I just came from the dentist and my whole left side of my mouth is numb. So just bear with me. So never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use your enemies. This chapter comes from the 48 Laws of Power. This is a series we're doing, and I just want you guys to know, what these chapters mean. Never put too much trust in friends and learn how to use your enemies. This is very, very powerful stuff. That's why it's called the 48 Laws of Power. This stuff will definitely help you on your journey. But you never want to put too much trust in people. Have you ever heard somebody say, I don't trust nobody? I don't trust nobody. Well, they're right to an extent. They're right to an extent because, believe it or not, you're going to have to trust people either way it goes. You're going to have to trust people every single day because we live in a relational world where we have to always, be doing work with other people and whatnot. And so there'll always be moments where you have to trust other people. But the thing that you want to do to keep you from feeling bad, to keep you from feeling hurt, to keep your heart from being broken, I always say keep 10% of your trust for yourself. It's kind of like saving money. You always want to make sure you keep something in the pocket for yourself. Don't put all your eggs in the same basket. So what I'm saying is, don't always put your trust in somebody. Like what I'm saying is, don't put all your trust in one person, or don't put all your trust in a group of persons. Okay, never trust people too hard. Okay, because what happens is when you realize that they don't have your best interests at heart, you get angry or you get upset because you thought you could trust this person. I know I done been in a situation many times where I'll put my trust, in people. It took me some time. It took me time to actually grow, and realize that I shouldn't be putting my trust, in people too much, And another thing is, you want to make sure you use your enemies. Now, for lack of terms, I don't think they should have put the word "use" in there, because you don't want to literally use people and not do anything for them or for yourself. What this statement really means is that just because you don't have the same interests as another person, or just because you don't see eye to eye with another person, or y'all might not, have the same personality or character, doesn't necessarily mean that they're your enemy. I mean, they may be your enemy, but you have to keep friends at a distance like that. If you really feel like y'all have two things uncommon, but y'all have something about both of you that clicks, and you probably just met this person, and you really want to know more about them and what it is that they do and stuff like that. Keep them at a distance, because you still might have to use them for something. Does that make any sense? Keep them at a distance. Keep so-called enemies at a distance, because one day you might need them for something. People are very, very funny. From time to time, people can be very, very tricky and manipulative. So when people don't treat you the way that you want to be treated, like I said, this doesn't necessarily mean that they're your enemy. What this could mean is that you just have to keep the person at a distance and let them do what they want to do, because people have different personalities than you as a realm teamer. Because a lot of people don't understand making themselves better so that they can make other people's lives better and the world a better place. A lot of people don't work from the inside out. A lot of people work from the outside in. So some people just make irrational decisions based on what they see, or what they say, what you say, and what they hear, or how you look, your clothes, your cars. Sometimes people can make irrational decisions based off just what they see with their very two eyes. So that you're a complete opposite because you work inside out. So you might want to give people space, like your enemies space, okay? Because they might not necessarily be your enemies. Okay, and just always remember, never put too much trust in people. Always make sure that you're walking your path. Always make sure that you keep your eyes on your vision. make sure that you keep your eyes on the things that you have planned for yourself. I mean, this may feel selfish, but this is how you keep your peace. You know, this is how you stay centered, you know, because you have something to focus on, and you're not overly focused on somebody else. Like, for instance, you might be in a relationship and you might not have no focus at all, and you're putting all your trust in your wife, or you're putting all your trust in your husband, and you're putting all your trust in your wife, or you're putting all your trust in, you know, maybe your husband, and your wife becomes like overloaded, or she starts going crazy and deranged because you're always focused on her, dude. Like, you don't have anything to focus on for yourself. So this arises from, you know, putting too much trust in a person or your friends. Don't never put so much trust, you know, in somebody's pocket, because, you know, they might not have enough room for your trust, you know, and to please, you know, enough room to please you. So they may tend to just kind of like take your heart for granted. Okay, so, you know, this is the 48 Laws of Power, guys. Very good book. I highly advise you to download it on PDF. You might want to read it for yourself. Just go type it in on Google. 48 Laws of Power, free PDF. Actually, I'll put the link in the very bottom in the description section on some of the videos. But anyway, guys, in the meantime, make sure you stay tuned. Speak up, let your voice be heard. If you need a life coach, I am that guy. Sign up. Really cheap, really cheap. And we can definitely talk text or phone. In the meantime, I'll see you next time. Peace.